Welcome to Art with Karen, and thank you for watching. I hope you have a great time, and remember, I can't teach you anything, but you can learn a lot from me. I first learned about this technique from an artist named Sam Savitt. And all you need is tracing paper and a pencil. So let's get started. Hello everybody. I'm very excited to show everyone how to use this technique that I learned many years ago. I started out by finding a picture of some scrub jays. Then I took them and I enlarged one of the pictures so the birds were of equal size, and I just printed them out in black and white. The first thing you have to do is trace your subjects onto the tracing paper. Capture any details that you like. They don't have to be exact, because this will not be the last time you draw these out or trace them onto the tracing paper. You'll be using the tracing paper to work out your composition and make decisions about it before you put pencil to paper or canvas. You can see here I'm just getting the basic information from the photos that I wish to capture. If you choose, you can add more detail. It's up to you. But now I have my two little birds traced onto my initial tracing paper. Okay, we're ready now to start thinking more about our overall composition. So I'm cutting this paper in half to make it easier to arrange my little birds. So since I decided to put them on a branch, I'm taking another sheet of tracing paper and I'm just going to put a branch here across. It can be detailed later. And now I can start figuring out which ways, how far apart, how close together do I want my little birds. Maybe I want them, no, that doesn't work. I think I'd like to turn, yes, this little guy to face the other one. And I would like the tails to overlap the branch a little bit, this one to come all the way to the other side, and this one can stay on the branch. And I like the composition of this triangle. So I then move my tracing paper that has the branch on it and put my little birds in their approximate positions. Maybe I want that tail to overlap a bit as well. Making sure it overlaps a lot, not just touches the edges. And then I trace again. Again, you can be as detailed or not as detailed as you choose to be, but this is why I suggested in the first part that you don't have to get very detailed at this point. And something I want to mention while I'm thinking about it is bird's feet. Sounds like an odd topic, but one time I was teaching some students to paint a parrot, and one of the students mentioned that she finds bird's feet creepy. So now I tend to not add a lot of detail to any bird's feet that I do, but that's entirely up to you. And I'll go ahead and put in my branch again. I think I'll make it a little thinner. Remove my initial sketches here. I can even keep these for later reference if I want to put them in another drawing later. Erase some of my previous lines. See, that's another advantage to using this tracing paper. I'm not worried about erasing and re-erasing, redrawing and drawing again on my watercolor paper. They can only take so many erasures. Next, we're going to prepare to transfer our drawing to the paper. Okay, our drawing is ready now to be transferred to the paper. We've got the graphite applied to the opposite side. And one thing I like to do, you don't have to, but it's probably a good idea, is I like to tape down my paper so it doesn't move while I'm tracing. You can also tape down your tracing paper. Position your drawing where you want it on the paper, up, down, change it to vertical if you'd like. You can tape your drawing to the actual paper if you need to as well. Just don't push down very hard so when you peel it off it doesn't take the paper with it. And we're going to go ahead and begin. I suggest using a blunted end on your pencil. That way you don't make indentations in your paper as much as possible. Hopefully you can see that there it is transferring. Some of the graphite comes along with it, but that's okay. That can be erased very lightly later when you need to. And you can see that I get a chance to practice drawing again. That's why tracing is not a bad thing. I accidentally went over my little bird's leg there, but that's okay. I can fix that later. The trick is to remember where you already traced over and where you didn't. So another good reason to tape down your papers, you can flip back and forth very easily. You notice I didn't bother tracing the branch in because I'm going to change it in my final drawing. I'm just trying to get the important part down here first. Something I thought I'd mention too while I'm finishing up this retracing is with the tracing paper technique, you can try out several different compositions before you transfer them to paper. You can transfer many all at the same time, one after the other as well. Okay, I think I have, for me, enough information transferred. But you can get in as much detail as you like. You can bring your reference picture back up and add more details, or fewer. Just remember you've reversed one of them, so you just have to think backwards. You can also go back into your computer and reverse the photo now that you know you want the bird going the opposite direction, and use that for a reference. But other than that, I'd say we're ready to go. And there's our drawing. You can see a little bit of graphite got on there. You can erase the little extras, and now you can start adding more details to your sketch or begin painting right away. It's entirely up to you. And I can add the branch in here, make it thinner. I've decided to make it a tinier branch because these are little birds. And I might also decide to add branches that go off and add leaves and flowers. It's entirely up to you and your subject. Now it's your turn. Feel free to use the Scrubjay picture I provided in this course, or your own photos. Click on the link called Your Projects to find the JPEG attachment. I hope you'll share your paintings in the project gallery. Thank you for joining me. God bless, and I hope to see you again in another Art with Karen course.